6 p.m., we talk about everything Manchester, from history to current events, exactly what's going on in Manchester with our special guests every week.
Hey everybody, this is Rob Azevedo from Granite State of Mind, reminding you to tune in every Friday night at 6 o'clock for live in-studio performances by some of the very best artists from around the state playing here in studio, doing what they do best. And don't forget, rebroadcast times are Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Monday and Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
The Shaskin Pub is happy to be a sponsor in WMNH. Our location is 909 Elm Street. The Shaskin Pub is open 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. and offers the best food and drinks in downtown Manchester.
This hour on WMNH is proudly sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 171 Londonderry Turnpike in Hooksett. Serving all your employee benefits planning, design and administration, investment and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. They are available at 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
Life is a short, meaningless journey filled with emptiness and pain. Get all the peace you can.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slow
C2C. Oh!
There's something wrong with you. You're certainly not very good. You're not a nice person. They don't know what they're doing.
Auto sequence starts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's that time again. Matt Connarton, Unleashed in the Afternoon. We are live on WMNH 95.3 FM, emanating from glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, streaming at WMNHradio.org, also on Channel 97 Comcast in the Manchester area, and on Facebook via Facebook Live on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. It is Thursday, June 14th, 2018. And first, of course, we have the great, the effervescent Peter White.
Oh, hi there. Good afternoon.
Of the morning show with Peter White and the Moose. How are you today, sir?
I'm well.
And in front of you, we have John Clayton's face.
That's right. I'm a big fan now. I mean, we did the show today from the Milliard Museum. Wow, it was fantastic.
Yes, yes. I think from a distance, he looks like Trump. It's the red in his face.
Well, they both blow dry their hair.
Right. Now, I haven't met John Clayton in person. Is he that red in person, or is he
no,
just...
No, he's not.
Is he just in a constant state of blush?
No.
Oh.
I believe that picture was probably taken right after one of his fancy vacations.
Ah, yes. He looks like a lobster.
Right.
So he's not in any way related to our 45th and final president?
No, he is not.
All right. And we also have joining us in the studio, we have Joe and Stacy from the band Pleasant Street Mafia. How are you guys?
Doing just great.
That was, of course, you can pull that mic up, Joe. You're kind of far.
Okay.
Want to make sure we can hear you. That was, of course, Pistol Whipped by Pleasant Street Mafia to open the show.
Grill.
Yes.
It's a little dated. That place doesn't exist anymore.
I was going to say, I remember the Capitol Grill, but only vaguely. They're fuzzy, distant memories.
It's now Tandy's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember that place, too, when we go to downtown Concord.
What kind of name is that? Tandy's.
Tandy's. Sounds like an old computer.
I mean,
Radio Shack.
It does. It sounds like a Tandy TRS or something, TRS 80.
Or a little mamby-pamby.
Right. That, too. Well, there goes that Tandy's sponsorship.
Right.
I can tear that up now.
Good thing we're not in Concord.
I know. Yes. No one would care. No, so you guys miss the old Capitol Grill?
To a point.
Right. I think I actually think I did. I think I may have done the Humpty dance at the Capitol Grill.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so you really miss the Capitol Grill.
I have a lot of secrets.
You're no doubt wistful for the Capitol Grill.
Well, I don't know.
You
wouldn't
do the Humpty dance at
I go
Tandy's,
way back.
would you?
I go way back to the what was the place in Concord in the early '90s? It was the Concord Music Hall.
Music Hall. Yeah.
It was. I'm telling you, this place was like Studio 54. It was outrageous.
I used to see the People's Mayor, Glenn R.J. Willett, there.
I don't know if you did. I don't know if you did.
Red shag carpet. That's one my vague remember of that.
Yeah,
in a barn.
Yeah.
In the barn.
Yep. Yeah,
like it was a fantastic place to meet women in the early '90s.
Believe it or not, I don't think I ever went in there. I don't think I'd ever once been in. Like I can picture it from the outside. Like I think I remember dropping people off or picking people up from there, but never actually going in. I forgot it even existed.
We've been yarded out of there a few times.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever play there? Because they had live music, right?
Not when it was the music hall, and it changed to what was the name?
Tandy's.
No, not Tandy's. That's good. Shenanigans. We actually played.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What was the place that opened up that kind of took the business away from the Concord Music Hall and it opened up on Main Street in like 1991? It was like
it was the same owner.
Okay.
And what was the name of?
It was a big place for about 2 years. until dance clubs from the 80s, early 90s
Yeah.
kind of died out because the music was changing.
Champions was the name
That's
of it.
exactly
I
right.
remember
Yeah.
Champions.
Very
yeah.
good, Stacy. Very good.
The only place that I was barred for life from.
At Champions.
At Champions,
Really?
yes.
You still can't go there.
I obviously not. No. If you go there, it's bouncer mentality. They used to wear referees' shirts.
Right.
And they all used to have little ear things, so they could communicate
Oh,
with one
yeah.
another.
They were high tech.
One day,
Well, because it was multiple floors, right? If I remember correctly.
3 floors.
Three
yeah.
floors, yeah.
Right.
And I used to ride four-wheelers a lot, and one day the light bulb went off. I was at Radio Shack and saw two-way communicators. A buddy of mine, when we used to ride, instead of yelling at each other through our helmets, we can talk wireless to one. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
We went riding one day, thought it was the greatest thing. So that following night, we got back to his place, and all of our friends were there waiting for us. We're going to Champions. We went to Champions. I'm condensing the story anyway. And then I realized that we got shoved in a booth and said, we still had our riding gear on it. And I was like, oh, I still have my wireless thing in my pocket. So I picked it up. It was the same thing.
Oh.
Really?
So now.
Same frequency, you mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I could now F or screw with all the bouncers.
Oh, my God.
And,
That's fun.
And you should have heard what they were saying. And so, I mean, you have to understand sometimes bouncer mentality. These guys they must watch or beat off to Roadhouse before they go to work.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's how it seems. And so now I have the power. Now, 12:30, when everyone's lit and they got the slow dance going on, I went on. I said, "Fight on the dance floor! Fight on the dance floor! I need help." You should have saw everyone. Everyone could dance from it.
Really?
And they were running through the crowd trying to. And all those people that are dancing.
Who said that?
And they said they're going around back. He's ground back. Grab him! And they're all so for like 5 minutes, I had these bouncers running around the place, and then it just got silent. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm done. So I put it in my pocket. I didn't realize that when I put it in my pocket, I was still live.
Oh.
So anyone at the table that was talking,
Right.
you could see. So eventually, some people migrated over to us, and then a whole herd of these people, the bouncers came over and told that this whole table had to leave. And so we left in the group, and they never really could figure out who had it.
Yeah.
Until I got down the stairs and bolted to the door. Mind you, I was probably about 21, and
Yeah.
Right.
I was a
That's
punk
about
back.
about the early 90s, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And
Wow. Champions.
So I think like 2 months later, I tried to get back in. They said, no, you're never coming back in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I can see why they'd remember you. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's, I mean, how
Pretty
often,
memorable.
How often do you hear about something like that happening?
It's a worthy reason for not being allowed back.
Yes,
I would
yes.
think, but it's worth it, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can understand.
Except when all your buddies want to go there one night. Oh, sorry
Right,
guys,
right.
I can't make it.
It never would have happened, guys. Sorry for the long story, but it.
No, that's a great story, and yeah, I mean, how could you resist the temptation to? I mean,
when you're 21, boy, that seems like a good idea.
Well, even now, I mean, how could you? Because that's such a unique situation. How could you possibly not do something?
It took them that long. Actually, my first test to see if it actually worked, they had a bouncer by the bathroom, and I actually said, "Girl going into the bathroom. I think she's got a beer." And the guy was.
Oh no!
Wow! And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
Wow! Yeah. Oh, geez. Now that place didn't last, from what I remember, right? Because there was too many fights or something. I don't think Champions lasted very long.
A lot of trouble came out of there.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
Eventually, anybody with that type of reputation is gonna. I'd hate to say the word Jewish lightning, but
yeah, it's pretty much what happened.
Right, right.
They caught on fire.
Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I know the term, but it's amazing because again, those kind of clubs were dying out at the time too. Because we had a few here in Manchester. We had like City Limits. We had Decadence.
Decadence. Yes, I remember.
Right. And it's all very similar places.
There's a lot of places that have come and gone in Manchester. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like dance clubs.
Yeah.
And like I said, the '90s kind of changed right around '92. Started, a lot more grunge music, a lot more bands coming out and playing.
Well, Decadence also had the Casbah on the other side, which was
that's right,
the Hard Rock Club.
The Casbah. Oh yeah, I rocked the Casbah.
Sharif don't like it.
Champions on the other side of the street, they had the Endicott Hotel, which is basically a bunch of people up top.
Yep.
At the end of the night, it just so happens at the time, the drummer for the Pleasant Street Mafia used to rent up at the top, and they used to take water balloons and throw them at the crowd while they were leaving.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Well, again, it's one of those things. If you have the opportunity, why wouldn't you? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they wonder why we all found each other.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and here you guys are today.
I know, the Island of Misfits.
We got a bunch of people in the Facebook live chat. By the I see Peter White in there. Hey,
Well, no,
that's
you
you.
don't.
Wow.
Well, the thing is,
How are you able to be in two places at once?
Well, this computer just restarted. Like, I have to admit, Moose always says the computer restarts, but it's updating right now.
It's
so
because of that face on the front.
Yes.
So he wasn't making
John,
that up.
John Clayton has taken over my computer.
I see Alex Patrick O'Connor in there from the band It's Been Real. We're going to have those guys in soon. Jenny is in the Facebook live chat. Lopham, who I know as, or Lopern rather, who I know as Ernesto from New Hampshire Recovery. I talked to him recently. He's in there.
Ernesto, good afternoon.
Do you know him?
No.
Oh, okay.
I like the name, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Ernie Ernesto.
Yes. Hello to Ben Dion from the Weekly Dion, which is the show on after this on Thursdays.
I know Ben.
Yes. I've met him several times.
Right.
Seems like a nice chap.
He's all right. His dad's coming in tonight, too.
Oh, yes. I hear his name is Daryl.
Daryl Dion.
Daryl Dion, yes.
Another great
D-D.
man. Yes.
Hello
Double
to
D.
Yes. Matt DaCosta is in there, as well as Henry Noel. So very busy so far. Cool. Where does the now I actually remember the answer you guys gave me the last time I interviewed you like 4 years ago, but so we'll see if it matches it to what I remember. Where does the name Pleasant Street Mafia come from?
Pleasant Street.
Concord, New Hampshire.
Literally.
Yep.
Wow.
Not
Which
the
is
extension.
Exactly.
Not the extension. That's an important distinction.
Yep.
Is a quarter mile from all these clubs we just talked about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's where we basically formed. That's where we lived.
You grew up there?
Yeah, we walked out the door onto the street, and this is what we dealt with every day.
Right.
So we decided, a lot of it is actually based on, sadly enough, truth.
The actual mafia?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the songs.
Oh, because I was going to
things
say,
we
I got
lived-
that
Yeah.
Facebook message from Joe where he said, "It's a nice radio show you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it."
Right.
And I wasn't sure how to take that.
You guys are paid, right?
Well, that's funny that you say that.
We paid the.
Yeah, we love doing this so much.
We paid Vinny.
Right.
We're all set.
And we also have a Pleasant Street here in Manchester, but I believe, not to this day, we do not have a mafia there.
No.
That we know of. Well, there's no such thing as the
we
mafia.
haven't branched that far yet.
Right.
But I believe there's a little bit of Pleasant Street in every town.
In all of us.
Wow, yes.
Something for everyone.
Right.
No, that's great that you named the band. It's so organic as far as, like you said, you grew up there, you know, and this is years later now, and you guys are still all, like, you guys are all still buds, all still together, and that's amazing.
Now, the song Pistol Whipped itself at the Capitol Grill was a true story that happened to some people. One guy that we nicknamed Carved Up Ken. No guy gets carved up like this and made it to the front page in Concord, New Hampshire.
Wow.
And then...
Without a good reason.
Exactly.
Right.
So him and his concrete buddies were at the Capitol Grill one time, and then a couple suits came in and with their wives. And I guess these guys have been there all day, and they started tooling on these guys, and then started calling. I know it's radio, but I'm not going to say it, the C word.
The C word,
right?
And so when they left, these suits followed them, pistol whipped them in the alley.
Wow!
And it just happened to be that they're U.S. Marshals.
Wow!
So
crack their skulls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go figure.
Go figure. So you don't usually call marshals' wives C words, and
it's a teachable moment. I think is what they call that. Yes.
So they called. So the marshals called. Hey, local Concord police, pick up in aisle 4.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
wow.
Clean
no
up.
kidding.
Yeah. So we caught wind of that and heard of that. So song.
It is a great song. It is a great song. Now, the lineup, is the lineup the same as it's always been? Or actually, because if I remember correctly, isn't it kind of a loose collective anyway?
It always has been. It's varied as the years go on. We've used different people.
Yeah.
We brought in different people. They've done great. The sessions were just totally awesome. Everybody connects.
Yeah.
And, the gang vocals, we all just have a great time together. The creative process is, wow.
Yeah.
It's really neat to see it form.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I had to play drums on one of the tracks, which actually you didn't get, but on the newest disc, Pittsfield, I had to play Uncle Wilfred's Magic Hanky, and I can do a Rolling Stones 4 on the Floor.
Yeah.
So that was so when I listen back, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a drummer, but we needed one at the time. But I play bass. Stacy plays guitar. I think I did one rhythm guitar track, and then everyone else is still there when we call them because him and I in the same room just working at it, such as anyone who's tuning in that is a musician, and you too, being a bass player, former bass player.
Good memory, yes.
All right. And but it's you have to be there, and then it just builds.
Yeah.
And we're still here today, and yeah.
And who's singing? Is that you singing?
Which
on Pistol Whip?
No, I wish that's Ben Cooper.
Okay.
He
love his voice.
Oh yeah.
He was the lead singer in our band, our other band other than the Pleasant Street Mafia, and he did a lot of work for us.
Oh.
He's always spot on.
What was the other band?
Schrodinger's Cat.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I like his voice a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He you know how like some people they can sing and stuff like that, but some people are just born with a timbre.
Yeah.
That you really want to listen to,
right?
Or just like that, he's a really good singer. Other people have to work at it. So do I.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I found out doing harmony works better for me than being a lead vocalist.
Yeah.
I get by. No one throws anything at me. I'm okay.
Honestly, I'm the same way. Like I can sing harmony pretty well. I can find the octave and do what I got to do and follow along. But on my own, I get lost.
Let's all sing a little Simon and Garfunkel right now.
What do you want to sing?
Can we harmonize right now on the radio?
Yeah. What do you want to? But we got to.
Do you guys know any Simon and Garfunkel songs?
How about the
Sound of Silence?
The Sound of Silence.
Silence.
What part of it do you want to do? Just the part where they say the sound? Because I can't remember any of the other words.
I'm actually sorry I even said it now.
I think it's a great idea. I like this. I like the spontaneity, and who else?
Okay.
You won't hear this. You won't hear them doing this on Howie Carr because that's who I'm competing against in this market.
But
all right.
But if we have to do it, we have to do it with overbites.
Oh, hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's an overbite.
I've come to talk to you again.
It's very hard to do.
Okay, I feel good about it now.
Yeah, an overbite or an underbite?
Well, an underbite would be harder, Matt.
And the people on video want to listen to this. I see you.
Right.
Yes. Wow.
So
actually, they probably do that on Howie Carr because he's pretty old.
It's a very entertaining idea.
Right.
Maybe the Pleasant Street Mafia should cover a little more Simon and Garfunkel.
A little more?
Let me ask you guys. Speaking of music and all that, what were some of your influences? Growing up in the Pleasant Street neighborhood in Concord.
Okay, well, we delve from a lot of different things. There's the hard rock image. There's the wackiness of Frank Zappa, obviously.
Sure.
There's just a lot of different things that seemed to all gel together and made us a different sound.
Yeah.
Right. Now, were you listening to stuff like, that was just out at the time, all different bands, like you said, the heavy metal of the time?
Yep. Well, we all played in cover bands.
Okay.
So we've done all the classics to death.
Yeah.
Right.
Every weekend again. So
Right.
it was actually pretty decent to have fun with this stuff.
Yeah.
Now we can take it and twist it and do what we want with it.
Right. Make it your own. And
put our own little flavor on it. And all of a sudden, we're the Pleasant Street Mafia.
Yeah. Well, what about who writes the songs? Is it a group effort?
Barry Manilow, Matt. Barry Manilow writes
That's true. He
songs.
writes the songs the whole world sings.
Well, it's funny you mention that because basically the major creative force is really with Stacy and I.
Yeah.
And it all starts with the idea or something one of us will hear prime example last night while we were previewing the newest disc, Pittsfield, as I plug that. Thank you, plug.
Yes.
So, anyway, as I'm going, well, what are we going to do after this? I said, we should do a Christmas song.
A gift to the fans.
Exactly. Just one song, a single. So we said, what was it? Don't send me drugs for Christmas. I can't live by a school no more. The last time didn't end easy. So don't send me drugs no more.
It's a different take on a Yule time. Make you feel good type of thing.
And it also, frankly, sounds like...
Because like I was thinking, who doesn't want drugs for Christmas?
Well, no, you don't, because if you can't live by a school...
Right.
It also it sounds like another teachable moment.
These are lessons in life.
Yes.
We've all learned the hard way.
That's right. Yes.
We've got to get that message out there.
That's true.
Alex O'Connor from It's Been Real says Zappa rocks. He likes Zappa. And he's a young man. Younger than we four.
Well, there comes a time when we heed a certain call.
What's that from? What is that from?
It rings a bell, though, doesn't
There
it?
comes a time. Is that We Are the World? Is that We Are the World? There comes a time when we heed. Why don't you guys cover that?
Right.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
If we could do maybe some more beneficiary work.
Right.
We'd
There's
really,
a lot of that, because there's
yeah.
a lot. I mean, there's some major star power in that song.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Are we more geared maybe for Farm Aid or?
Is Farm Aid?
Right.
Maybe Lot Full of Losers or whatever it's called.
Is Farm Aid still a thing? Do they still
Yes,
do
they
that?
do.
I thought maybe the farms were all set.
No,
Okay.
Sadly,
No.
they still have to have it, but
Oh.
they still do. Yep.
And
Okay.
John Cougar Mellencamp is usually there, along with our Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson, yeah. Well, if it keeps our food prices down, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. No. I like eating as much as the next
Yeah.
person.
I don't think We Are the World ever kept our food prices down. I mean, for Africa maybe, but not for us,
Yeah,
right?
I think our food prices went up.
Our food prices did go up because of that, because they had to feed all the musicians that day to record We Are the World, except for Prince.
Who didn't show up?
He didn't show up, yes. He thought it was a terrible song.
And Waylon Jennings walked out on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was there because he was going to do it with Willie. Someone in that group suggested that they sing it in Swahili. And Waylon was like, no, we are Americans. He was like, F this, and he left.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I can't say to blame him. I don't really feel the need to sing a song in Swahili.
But wouldn't whoever have said that theoretically have been kidding?
It was probably Willie Nelson.
Because why?
And he was so high.
Right.
Willie Nelson was so high that he said that as a joke to Waylon Jennings.
Right.
And Waylon Jennings got upset and left.
Let's get into this Nigerian thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got to think of the international market.
Oh,
Right. Well, that's true. Yeah. Waylon was probably like, I wrote the theme song to Dukes of Hazzard. How dare you besmirch me in this way? I'm out of here.
I'd like to hear that in Swahili.
Dukes of Hazzard?
There's no Swahili. I don't believe there's any Swahili in We Are the World.
I tell you, if
You're
you
right,
you
yeah.
got to Google that, like the lyrics for the Dukes of Hazzard theme was and translated to Swahili.
Oh, I know.
And see what that looks like.
I can tell you.
Oh, that would be great.
I can tell you the lyrics in English. They were just some good old boys, never meaning no harm.
We got that right there.
Beats all you never saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they were born. I think if you play We Are the World backward, it's in Swahili, and that's probably what Waylon.
If you play We Are the World backwards, it plays the Dukes of Hazzard theme song.
Oh, that would be awesome. How could Waylon be mad about that?
Right.
He couldn't be.
Right, exactly.
Well, speaking of playing music backwards, have you guys ever played like country backwards? They say you get your dog, your cat, and all that stuff back. You play rock and roll backwards. You get the devil and all that stuff. But did you answer me this, guys? What do you get when you play new age music backwards?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
New age music.
Pretty much, right?
Doesn't matter which way you play it, forward or backward. It sounds the same. Tell that to Yanni.
Right. Well, I wouldn't.
See, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't play it the forward way. So why would I play it the back way?
You never know.
Right.
All of a
Yes.
sudden.
You know, unless you're listening to George Winston's December.
Yes.
And that's the only biggest album he ever had. That's true.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Yanni and I aren't on speaking terms.
Or a Mannheim Steamroller Christmas.
Oh God. Oh, I hate that stuff.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. Wrong group. I was thinking the Manhattan Transfer.
Oh.
All right,
Well,
never
I don't
mind.
like that either.
Well, actually, when it goes like ooh,
New
Did he
York
talk
City.
about New York
Oh,
City.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we actually lifted a little bit of that song for a song that we did on Black Market Sperm called "The Negress," and sorry, that's the name of the song. But we lifted part of that in the background, and we had a guy that has a really low voice who's in the band. Anyway, Tom Conroy, and sing that ditty, talk about niggas from New York City, and it blended right in. It's like
a great harmony, a
Yep.
great
Really?
part of the song.
Huh.
It really added.
Damn, we're
a lot.
smooth.
Wow. Now, what is this? So you brought this is not the new disc, obviously,
No,
Pittsfield. This is
that's a present to you guys.
very nice. A Matter of Sexual Survival. I love the cover. I remember asking you this before. Actually, let's see if I can get this on camera. If I
You probably can.
there we go. If I hold it out like that, they can kind of see it. I hate the way I look on the close up of them, so I don't use that shot much.
No way, you look great. What are you
I
talking
hate
about?
the way I look on webcam. It's the strangest thing because I used to do a lot of television. I'm fine with how I look on television, but on these webcams, I'm like, I look like a different person. I'm
No,
like,
you look great. You look like a young Doug Henning,
you think so?
the magician.
It's an illusion. That's what he used to say all the
Yes,
time,
it's
right?
an illusion.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion. I don't feel right doing that. I'm never going to do that again. Now, who's the gentleman with the handlebar mustache on the cover? Oh, and he's on the back, too.
Yep, that is our poster boy. That's Turk. Sadly, he has left us. We have lost a couple of members. Some were court-ordered. Some were Lord-ordered.
Right.
This man is dead? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, unfortunately,
Wow.
KT called it a day, and
No.
he's not with us. But he is
But
on
we had
all the
enough-
album covers.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Okay. So,
He's gone but not forgotten.
yeah.
More importantly.
Oh, wow. And then, so Pittsfield, when does that come out?
Oh, we're right on the verge of it because now it's just listening to it in your vehicle for little minute details.
Yeah.
But that album was started X number of years ago. It took us this long to finish it. Why? Because we lost a rehearsal spot.
Oh.
Found another one. Tried to build back up again, and then we got kicked out of the first place by some toothless dude. Anyway, which he is referenced on the Pittsfield album.
He was a bouncer at Champion.
Yeah, probably, or the dad of. And then now the place that we had to leave because they have a new restaurant there.
Oh.
It's I don't know if you cats have heard about. Is it Chuck's Barbershop? It's in Eagle Square.
It's a
in Concord.
speakeasy.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a neat little.
Sure.
I haven't been through there in a while.
So we used to rehearse in this old restaurant, and then the guy wanted to, but he was cool. He gave us some time, and then we were like, no place to play, except for his apartment with his wife in a room, and
It's typical trials and tribulations.
How'd
you
that
gotta
go,
through.
guys?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Oh, it didn't. It sounds like you know.
Well, we managed to keep a creative process flowing.
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
we did in this time that we were down. And then finally we did get a room at our old spot.
Believe it or not.
Oh,
and
wow.
we started working there again.
Oh,
And
good.
That's good.
And the old landlord sold the building.
Yeah.
And as soon as he was gone, boom, we were in. And this guy, Mike, he says, yeah, you want your old place back for a while? Yes, we do.
Wow. No kidding.
And in one of the, I don't want to say this was the catalyst behind it, but, after a while you lose interest. But then when KT, Turk, Kevin, when he died, let's finish this disc for him because he knew about it and he knows about it. And so it was the push to finish the disc.
Yeah.
We called everybody, got everybody together, and everybody's more than happy to do it. Couldn't wait to see us up and running again.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
bottom
that's
line.
cool. That's cool.
May I ask why the title Pittsfield? Pittsfield is Pittsfield, but I, just kind of curious. Is it
Is there a Pleasant Street there?
No.
There ain't nothing pleasant about Pittsfield.
I was going to say I've never heard anything. I've never heard anything pleasant about Pittsfield.
Originally, it was going to be called Back to Pittsfield was originally what it was going to call. But
Explosion of Slut.
Explosion of Slut was
which screams Pittsfield?
It's true.
Okay, yeah,
all right. Are any of the songs that you sent me
Pittsfield.
No.
What?
No, I'm just saying Pittsfield. 'Cause
Oh.
It's a weird way to. It sounds weird.
It does, yeah.
Like who wants to live in Pittsfield?
Right.
Yeah.
Are any of these songs from the new album, or are these?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Pistol Whipped was.
Pistol Whipped is from Pittsfield.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's play another one. I'll let you guys pick because Joe, you know what you sent me, right?
Let's see if I will do that. Play a song called "Blend In." This was actually Tom Conroy and his wife. They took a trip to the South,
the Carolinas.
And they went to some church, and they were in this church.
They weren't warmly welcomed as Yankees.
They had like stained glass in this church of like Yankees blowing up a corner of the building with yellow stripes down their back.
Wow.
And he told his wife, y'all and drawl if you can.
Yeah.
So and he wanted to sing the song, and so
I feel like this is another teachable moment, a cautionary tale.
well, the Dukes of Hazzard didn't do wonders for the Southern culture. I mean, we all
Careful, Waylon is still alive, I think, right? Is Waylon still
I think
alive?
he's gone.
He is gone.
I think he recently has left us.
Waylon's in there.
Oh, so
Waylon's mentioned in the song.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A heavy influence.
And actually, for a musical term, when you listen to the verses in this song, you'll find that the snare is on 1 and 3, which is the opposite of what every rock song is.
Yes.
Pretty much most in the world. So I can say I've never heard a song that with the snare starts on 1 and 3.
Oh,
then it
very
turns
good.
into regular 4/4. So there is some credibility. This is where the Zappa comes in. There is some musical credit behind this, where it's not all hack.
Yeah.
But it's what we could do at the time, literally in a room a quarter of the size of this.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
All right, well, let's take a listen. So this is now, according to the title you sent me, it's actually Blend In Y'all.
You said it.
All right. We just want to make sure we get the y'all. Well, it's fun to say y'all.
All right. It is.
Right? Because we don't get to, us Yankees, we don't get to say it very often. So, all right, here it is.
Listen, y'all.
Yeah. I'm going to work that in. I'm going to do that.
Oh, my God.
Regularly on the show, I think, just because it'll confuse people. All right, so here it is, Blend In Y'all by the Pleasant Street Mafia.
Selling weed to the kids again. At the Klan rally in the center of town, the wizard laid his prophecy down to a brown tooth crowd wearing white linen rags, spitting out, chewing, waving rebel flags. Blend in. If they knew that we was Yankees, they should hit the fan. Blend in, and don't come back again, y'all. Now there ain't no branches on the family tree. Trailer park in the state of Tennessee. I got kicked to the curb by the local PD for the statue of Robert E. Lee. Blend in, I'm blending in with my rebel t-shirt on and I'm drinking cheap gin. Blend in, so blend in. Take your banjos and your moonshine. You Willie Nelson and your honeysuckle vine. Well, it ain't from Pittsfield and it never did time. Chuck Berry's got murders across the state Oh, Nam couldn't help 'cause he was getting laid. Mine's in the alley having trouble with his face. We got some southern fags waving rebel flags, but there ain't no equal rights on the streets tonight. So blend in. No, I don't like threats and I don't say ma'am. Blend in, I'm blending in. A hooker or a preacher couldn't help me right now. Blend in, you gotta blend in. I can't get laid and I can't get saved. Blend in, I'm blending in. And don't come back again, y'all.
Blend. Oh, there's more.
You see that flag? Your rebel flag. Here's what it's for. Because you lost, yeah, you lost the Civil War.
I forgot there was that part at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Blend In Y'all. That's just fun to say. By Pleasant Street Mafia. who have joined us here in the studio today on Matt Connarton Unleashed in the Afternoon. We are live on WMNH 95.3 FM. Peter White is here with us, too, but he had to leave the room for a moment.
Bathroom run, I'm sure.
Yes. Hello to Edward Murphy, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. He says, great song. Next time we visit our West Virginia relatives, I'm playing it, LOL. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Hopefully it gets on Spotify before it gets or wherever. But, yeah.
There you go.
If you just recorded it, Ed, right on, my man.
Yeah. Hello to Thomas Massengale, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. He's Massengale. He's oh no, yeah. He's looking for John Hopwood, who's a frequent contributor on the program. He says Hopwood should run for governor.
Yeah.
And hello to Dr. Jeff Cassell, who also joins us in the Facebook live chat. He's a doctor, Dr. Jeff Cassell.
Oh, all right.
He's a psychiatrist. So I don't know if you guys need any help with anything. Maybe we can get him to call in.
Perhaps we could delve into psyches.
Perhaps, yes. Now, do you guys do you play out much, or what? Or is it more of a studio thing, or
right now we're studio thing, and we've been attempted parties, and we've done jams, and we've all got together and had a good time. But we've really concentrated on trying to get this record wound up.
Yeah.
And next is our Christmas song, and we're we're just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Keep plugging. We've been through basically hell and back with everything that's gone on, and hey, we're still here.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
We just keep creating.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The one place on Main Street that we have, there's a two floor place, but downstairs they've gone through different management since the last time I've talked with you, and we had since then we had done maybe one show down there. They don't even have a name. It's just like the downstairs to the Barley House.
Oh, okay.
So we played down there before.
Yeah.
But as I believe we said in the last interview, like trying to get us all together is hurting cats.
Yeah.
But when we do, we all have our homework done, and it's good refresher as any musician who's listening out there.
Well, we go in knowing what we want.
Yeah.
Basically is the way to do it. Well, anybody that's in the studio knows that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna, go in blindsided. We know what we want, and we know who we want to do it.
Right. Where do you guys record?
Pleasant Street.
Pleasant Street.
Of course.
Literally. No, sir, we're not kidding. It's on Pleasant Street.
No, I believe it.
There's a rehearsal spot that's in the cellar.
It was our old spot.
Yeah.
But now we happen to get the room out back for a little bit. Thank God.
Oh.
Hats off to Mike Crane. He's done a great job with us.
Yep.
Everything.
Schrodinger's Cat was on one side of the room. The band I'm in, the Fuzzbox, was on the other side of the room. In between the pool table, which was great.
I missed the pool table.
Yeah. We had a quarantined smoking room, and that's where we recorded. We finished 90% of the tracks was in that little smoking room area. Got loud a few times, but a lot of vocal work.
Smoking whatever you want room.
Oh, very nice. Yes.
Yeah, the place had a half bathroom, a kitchen, and a couch that if it had a talk, we'd have to shoot it.
Right.
For the ladies we invited down.
Anyway. Yeah. Oh, very good.
Where was this place when I was 21?
Right. Exactly. Yes.
I'm thankful to have the time that I spent there.
Yeah.
We all are. Very good years. It was really great to go back to the same spot.
Yeah.
Years later, it was kind of nostalgic, I'd like to say, in the same breath.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Who's my old desk?
Right.
Nostalgic, but the place still smelt the same,
yes,
and
it
still felt we were home doing it. After a week, we were like, we're back home.
Yep.
It all came together.
Same funk.
Yeah.
When you walk in the door, it was.
So are you guys like totally self-produced? Do you do everything yourselves? All the engineering and producing and everything? Yeah.
Joe handles most of that end.
Yep.
Stacy's better with words than I am. I could spit out something and he will refine it.
Yeah.
And like I said in the last interview, I always remember this because it's actually, we took the interview, thank you, from the last time that we were together. It was the last thing when we did Black Market Sperm reissue. We reissued that disc.
Yeah.
And we used that as the last thing. So people would kind of hear some people talking and understand where we were at versus some people might think that it was funny, vulgar, or we were just scratching at the surface of being whatever you want to call it. But once they actually heard us talk about it, they were going like, well, it got smoothed over and we're not what people perceived us to be.
Right.
Because we talk about things that most bands won't, or if they do, they're in a hardcore band and they're yelling and screaming.
We're not afraid to tackle the tough issues.
We're not.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, when you have an album with the title Black Market Sperm, people expect the unexpected.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Right.
All I did was get a phone call from Pleasant Street. I went down to like past the old Champions, local bar. I walk in, and the woman named Susan, she goes, "Are you Joe?" I go, "Yeah." The beer rep is here. Here, have a beer, and I'll be right back. All right. So I kind of turned around, huge TV screen, and either it was 60 Minutes, some info show. I just haven't turned around, and big bold-faced letters come on, Black Market Sperm. And I'm going with my beer. There's such a thing.
Right.
And so in the course of...
It's a growing problem, Matt.
Yeah, no,
obviously.
I believe it. Sticky situation.
Let's hope it doesn't become an epidemic.
Yes, exactly.
As I'm watching this, they had a dramatization of two women in business suits walking past one another, and they hand off a chrome briefcase. So I went back and told the guys after I got out of the interview, and I said, I got the name of the disc. You're going to love it. And they were like, and then all of a sudden, yeah, because no one does that.
Right.
So we took Turk. We went on Pleasant Street, across the street, in an alleyway. I was lying on my back in October, because I remember, because it was freezing. He's got a Budweiser bottle in his hand, and he's got a chrome briefcase, and he's looking like he's going to make a break. He's avoiding the car.
Awesome.
Wow.
There you go.
It's grade A fancy.
Yes.
We got grade A fancy. That's right.
That's fantastic. So how many albums do you have total?
This will be the fourth.
This will be the fourth.
Yep. We're due for a greatest hits.
Yes.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely.
But these, keep the songs coming.
Yeah, we only did one.
No pun intended.
No, that's fine. we only that album to me, the Black Market Sperm, for me was each song was its own epidemic. It was just epic. It was awesome.
Yeah.
The album that you have, Matter of Sexual Survival, the whole album makes a statement. I don't think one song by itself really stands out, but everything at the time was loads of fun. Actually, I think that's Stacy's favorite disc.
Really?
It's hard to name a favorite. I mean, we go through stages.
Well, they were all different times of your life, too. I always say music is the soundtrack of life, whether you're just listening to it on the radio, your favorite, CD or whatever, but you guys are making music, and it brings you back to what was going on in your life the exact time you were making that music.
We all had matters of sexual survival, and unfortunately,
We all
sometimes you
did.
deal with black market sperm.
Stace, tell them what.
I don't know about that second part that we don't deal with that necessarily.
Tell them about. You guys gonna like this? Tell them about how they came across the Matter of Sexual Survival. The name of the.
Well, actually, it was Turk, our poster boy.
Yeah.
His girlfriend had finally gotten out.
Higher education.
Bad girl camp. And a friend of mine, we were hanging out with them.
That's a
and
camp.
He had to ask her, this was like the day she got out of her incarceration, So, what do you girls do up there for sex? And she turned and looked at him and said, "You don't even think about it. It's just a matter of sexual survival."
Wow.
So,
right.
It looked like she'd been eating well.
That's serious.
Oh my.
That's serious business.
Oh my.
Well, she could do more pull-ups than anyone in this room.
Wow. Bad girl school. Who doesn't want to go there?
Yes, there's gotta be a band somewhere with that name, Bad Girl School.
Sure.
There's got to be, right? Like an '80s hair band
Girl
style thing.
School was an '80s hair
band.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I remember the song "Girl School" by Brittany Fox.
Brittany Fox. That's what I'm thinking of.
Girl
Yes.
School, my baby broke
Not gonna
all
lie,
the
guys.
rules.
Not gonna lie. I've within the past year, I've seen Brittany Fox.
Have you?
I have.
Really?
I went. You know what? I got we went down to Foxwoods, and someone's got us tickets to this like old, bunch of old bands and stuff, and she was there, right? And there was another band there. There was 3 of them. Brittany, do we say Brittany Fox?
Yeah.
Okay, Brittany Fox.
Are you thinking Samantha Fox?
No.
Oh, all right.
No,
know the difference.
I know the difference.
Just checking.
All right. No, it was Brittany Fox. It was who sings "Turn Up the Radio"?
Autograph.
Yep.
And another girl group, another all girl. Oh no, I'm
Vixen?
sorry. No,
Vixen.
Vixen was there, and also Slaughter.
Oh, okay.
Featuring Mark Slaughter.
I've seen Slaughter
Sounds
a few
about
times.
right.
Yeah. So did Autograph? Did they still have their golden locks?
No,
Because that was their gimmick. If you remember, they were all blonde.
Oh,
and
really?
they all had the blonde curly hair.
I don't even think I made it through the show. I just it was that
Wow.
Yeah.
You were that indifferent.
My man,
I have a hard time sitting still.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. Just because the 80s was that doesn't mean it was all good.
Right.
I think every generation has that as far as when it comes for music.
Yeah.
But as we all know, VH1 and all these other shows have just informed us, yes, when something becomes popular, there is this wave of garbage or whatever
Sure.
or good follows it.
It becomes a
everyone's
conveyor
copycat.
belt. Yeah.
And
Give them credit; they can make a living off
yeah.
of this.
Oh, yeah,
Still,
yeah.
to
Oh,
this
yeah.
day.
Well, I think that's what any musician wants to do. If you can actually not have a regular job and you
Right.
can work on your music and play out and make enough money to sustain, a nice lifestyle. I mean,
We have a call. This could be Mark Slaughter calling in, actually. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed in the afternoon. Who's this?
Hey, it's Paulie. How you doing?
Paulie C., also known as Paul Cormier.
Hey,
Did you know that, Pete? That's how the correct pronunciation of his
Yes,
name?
Cormier.
Yes, Cormier. Yes, it's very French. What's on your mind, Paul?
Yes. Girls' School are a British rock band. All female, from Britain, formed in 1978.
Paulie owns all the records.
Wow, very good, Paul. Your knowledge of these matters is truly encyclopedic, y'all.
Well, I have.
Told you I'm gonna work that
Wikipedia
in.
front of me. And Peter White, I have it all on cassette, not album.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Sorry.
All right, bye, Paul.
Sorry.
I also believe that the singer from Girls' School had worked with Lemmy from Motorhead as well.
Wow.
On a track or two.
Well, in that case, your knowledge is also. I think you should. I think at some point, by the way, if I could make a suggestion, you should reissue maybe Black Market Sperm at some point, like a remastered version called Black Market Sperm Y'all.
It's
Something to
funny
think about.
Well, we already have reissued and remastered.
Yeah, but you could do it like again or something. I'm a marketing guy. I'm just saying, I got ideas.
No.
Right.
It all starts with the idea. Very good.
Yes. It all starts in our minds. Well, let's play another track. What do you guys want to play next?
Let's do an older one from, from A Matter of Sexual Survival. This First at the Trough. Should we tell you what this song was about?
Nope.
Yeah.
No. I mean, we do have a really good story behind it.
I
mean,
like
we
the
can
stories.
leave
I like
that
the
part
stories.
out.
I like the stories behind the song.
Yeah, you just if you can keep it.
Stace, I'll let you do the short version. of it.
This is
He does it
Behind the
better.
Music with Pleasant Street Mafia.
Because as it
Each
is,
song has a story.
as it is, we had to have an edited version of the track. So we just want to be very careful with the story behind the track. But yes, go ahead.
I will just say that, some couples after weddings,
Stacy, you are fantastic, man.
they really loosen up and.
I've never been married. I don't know about how this works.
Now wait, go back. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's take this back. So, you're at a wedding.
Okay, and after the reception comes the after party, and I was there with another couple that I know, and we were all in my apartment, and things got pretty loose, and
This chick pulled down her pants and said, "One of you guys."
Yeah,
wow. All right.
And I had left.
Our
I
main
missed
guy.
That girl belongs in bad girl school.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes. What was the reception at Champions? How did
No.
It was right up the street. Though.
Okay. All right.
One of the guys guys in the band.
Headed south.
Headed south.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Sure.
And,
Yep.
you know, I went from playing guitar to what the?
Yeah.
It was,
I didn't know it was going to be that kind of party.
you know,
I had taken off, and I missed this because I had a chick waiting for me.
Yeah.
And then the next time I see Stace, and he's going,
wow.
I go, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Yeah,
No kidding.
what's up?
I like being in a band.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Call it a perk.
So I made the chorus to it jokingly, and then it stuck.
Yeah.
And then Benny, who actually sang Pistol Whipped, also sings this song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's his voice also.
All right. Is the song first at the trough or first in the trough?
First at the trough.
Because I noticed it, but it sounds like he's saying in the lyrics. I hate to be, I hate to nitpick.
It's rock and roll, man.
But it sounds like he's saying, I could swear he's saying in. I'm very OCD about these matters. Well,
it could work.
We'll listen to it. Yeah, either one works.
When we do it live, I'm just playing. I got G holding down G and C, man.
And would you consider this a teachable moment? The lyrics to this?
A moment caught.
Well, if you're at a wedding and you're at a pretty raucous reception, I would say yeah.
Yes.
Jumbo roll of paper towels.
Well, that is addressed in the song. I noticed that.
I was told that after anyway. Hand me the giant roll of paper towels over there.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, you are not the man.
Yeah, my couch.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's take a listen. This is First at the Trough from Pleasant Street Mafia.
That's right.
Hey, hand me the giant roll of paper towels over there. Oh, you are not the man.
I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And it didn't taste like hot dog water. My taste run high off the hog. Ain't no way I'm gonna sleep with a dog. I like 'em tasty and top of the list. But one thing I found I can't resist was on a drunk, took a ride in a stang. Then I fell into my first gang bang. And I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And it didn't taste like hot dog water. There I was with 5 other dudes and one skank all doped up on lewds. A dick in each hand and wanted. So my job was to head on down south. Go on, buddy, just walk and leave the video camera at home. 'Cause I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And it didn't taste like hot dog water. Oh, baby, just lay on down. Let a hungry man have a round. Lapping up that taste so sweet. Go ahead, flip her over and give her some meat. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And it didn't taste like hot dog water. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off.
And Ivanka don't mind.
They call me T-Mac.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on the ending there with. I forgot. You guys bookend all your tracks with some dialogue.
Well, the thing is, though, I always find like little things of that is where I get my Alice Cooper influence from, because when you listen to Alice Cooper with headphones, there's all this seasoning going on. Like later ZZ Top always had little things going. It's entertaining to listen to. Maybe you don't hear the stuff live, but it's a recording, so you're listening a little more solid, and that's entertaining. That's the Zappa and the Cooper part with us.
That particular track was a very much younger and naive Pleasant Street Mafia.
Right.
Yeah, you got. Oh, Matt. Yeah,
you haven't been into any wedding receptions lately.
You never. There was the first album was called Trouble at 6 South State.
Oh,
and we never released it. Well, there's CDs out there, but we never put it online or. Stacy pointed out that we were a very young, naive PSM. There's some cool tracks on it.
Yeah,
but
very rough.
Yeah,
it was rough. You're learning at the time. I think if we ever remix, but then you're treading over old ground. Just kind of leave things alone. But the one song on there was really cool, 100 Beer Weekend.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone can do 100 beer weekend, it's the equivalent of a 30 beer work night for some people, depending on what you're drinking.
Yeah. Wow.
Based on actual true experiences.
Yeah. So when your livers were young and naive.
Actually, that wasn't us. Who was that?
A friend of ours' uncle was famous for his 100 beer weekend.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Okay. And is he still alive?
Apparently so.
Wow, good for him.
Is he still going strong?
Hardest working liver in America.
Wow.
Last I saw him, he was in a kiddie pool full of Budweiser.
Okay.
All right.
And it was the weekend.
He's soaking in it.
Well, good.
He's soaking.
Good.
Marge, you're soaking in it.
Yes. Wow.
Goat piss.
Oh, my. Well.
That's a whole other song.
Yeah.
You're soaking in it.
Yeah. All right. So when does Pittsfield come out?
That's like I said, we're just fine tuning some stuff. The artwork's done.
Yeah.
Some people that can take forever in a Sunday. I'm looking about probably another two weeks to send off, and then however long it takes, probably maybe a week to get back. So I'll say within a month.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch because there's going to be a record release party.
Oh, very cool.
We are going to have a listening party. And actually, if you guys want to come down and see what the old pit was, where we rehearsed and how we used to live.
Yeah, we'll meet at Tandy's.
We could.
I hate that place.
There's a room full of tar paper at that place.
Oh.
So, so if you, by all means, guys, love to have you guys come down and check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Yeah. So where should people go online to keep up with everything you guys are doing?
On the Worldwide Waste of Time, you can obviously, you guys know of CD Baby, right?
Yes.
Okay, CD Baby. We are on Spotify.
Yes.
If you want to purchase stuff, obviously CD Baby, and I believe we're on iTunes also. There's the Black Market Sperm and A Matter of Sexual Survival are on there.
Oh, very good.
Unfortunately, not the wait, I take that back. The remastered version of Black Market Sperm is on the Worldwide Waste of Time. You'll get the original version of A Matter of Sexual Survival.
Oh, very good.
And a whole $1 per song. I actually would like to purchase a CD because I like to have stuff in my hands.
Sure.
Yes.
I understand convenience nowadays. Everyone wants it whenever.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
pull it. And actually, I think there's some YouTube stuff of us on there anyway. I think
cool.
one version of us live somewhere, but I didn't do that. That was on someone else. Someone caught us live somewhere and had their phone, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
We're big in New Zealand.
Are you really?
I kid you not. New Zealand and Australia, 2 balls in a sack. We have gotten like $9, and when we get $12, we are going to celebrate with a 12-pack of Budweiser.
As you should.
And
Well,
you
don't
know
have that other
something?
guy be around with you.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
But seriously,
What are we going to drink?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
No, 2 balls in a sack, great tune, and it was actually about a pool shot that Stacy and Turk, our poster boy, if Turk was hot on the table, there was no stopping him.
Yeah.
He did this one shot. The ball landed up on the railing, rolled down the railing, got a ball, one of his in, and then went across and got his other one in.
Wow.
It was one of those amazing, this will never happen again. So he went 2 balls in a sack.
Wow.
There you go.
I think that handlebar mustache of his probably gave him the power.
I kid you not, though. That mustache worked with the ladies.
I believe it.
He did very well in the clubs.
He did.
I believe it.
And here, we were like, shave that thing off.
Hey, a lot of ladies love the
Now, do you have to
love
wake
the
up?
stash.
Do you have to when you twirl your mustache like that? Does it stay like that, or do you have to do that every morning?
Well, I don't think.
Actually, Matt, what about you? Did you ever grow the handlebars?
No, I never did. Oh. And it doesn't look like. I mean, judging from him, it doesn't look like he'd be able to twirl that, right? I mean, that was. It looks like it was close to the face.
Right.
Was he able to twirl?
I'd say that's more of a wild cowboy mustache.
Yeah.
Throw in a couple prison tattoos and you got him.
Okay.
To me, it almost looks like a Hulk Hogan mustache. Different color, obviously. Hogan's blonde, but
right.
But again, that would explain why he was able to make that pool shot, because he would have had Hulkamania or something, or Turkomania or whatever.
Usually at our shows we would set up a kissing booth for him.
Really? Wow.
And no joke.
Really?
It doesn't matter how many girls say no. It only takes one to say yes.
That's true. Wow.
It doesn't matter.
And the next thing you know, you're...
Well, it sounds like the parties you guys go to,
Yeah.
everyone's saying yes.
Yeah. I got that impression as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
I got that vibe as well. Yeah.
Well, like I said, like in the last song, ain't no way I'm going to sleep with a dog.
Right. You just gotta bring paper towels and go to town, I guess. Wow.
I got to get to Concord.
Yeah, I know. I used to live there, and I'm realizing now what I missed out on. So it was a whole thing going on there.
Where'd you live, brother?
I lived on various places. I lived on Loudon Road. I never lived on Pleasant Street.
Yeah, we were always middle of town.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, cops always seem to have something to do.
Yeah.
In that one section from Main Street to State Street.
Yeah.
That one little section of Pleasant.
Yep.
Was always lit up. I don't know what it is about that area. The one, I think everyone has a bullseye on that one traffic light post. There's a traffic light post that everyone seems to want to hit.
Oh,
and
really?
It's like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone hit it again.
Yeah, it ain't never right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, though, what they've done. Have you been to Concord
The
lately?
restoration.
I might have been.
What they've done to the downtown is incredible.
The downtown looks great.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Well, it's really great that they've done this for the homeless community, that they have nice park benches and things.
Yes.
Right.
That's what we need here, right? Park benches.
See, we used to have beautiful park benches here in this city, but then now we have a homeless problem. So when they put new benches in, they're either slanted, so you can't. They're not comfortable,
right?
And they're made of metal,
right?
They're just not comfortable.
Someone's thinking.
It's not even a good place to sit.
Right.
Hard night's sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's the same concept as fast food restaurants like McDonald's and Burger King. They intentionally make their seats uncomfortable so you don't hang out there. You just, eat your Whopper and get going.
Right.
Yeah. The same idea. So.
Wow.
Yeah. We've got a lot of homeless people around here.
Yeah, we just happened to meet a couple.
On
the way in.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes. Only a couple? Wow.
And I did notice that there's no place for them to sit.
Yep.
Right. Well, as Pete explained, I mean, that was an issue,
Scoop them up, get them out.
Scoop them up, get them out. That's right. That's right. Well, we will, let's play one more track, and then we'll kind of wrap up with you guys just a little bit after the top of the hour. We're live till 6. You don't have to leave. I'm not kicking you out if you want to hang out, and we'll talk about some other stuff.
If anyone's entertained by us, we'll be more than happy to hang.
Yeah.
They should call in and ask questions, by all means.
That's right, yeah.
Either that or we're going back to Panucci's.
603-250-6007 is the number to call. Yeah, sometimes we get into some politics or some other stuff, or homeless people, or what did we talk about last time you were on, Pete? We talked about all kinds of...
Yeah, we run the gamut.
We talked about all
whatever.
kinds of exciting things, yes. But
I can't think of one. I can't think of one right now.
I know. Neither can I. Isn't that weird? Or we talked about Monday when Paul was here. He and I talked about homeless people. Wow, he's got some strong opinions. My goodness. Anyway, the same Paul who called in earlier with the encyclopedic knowledge. But all right, well, let's play this. This is I Said Hey.
Oh wait, hold on.
Tell us the story.
All right.
Is this a cautionary tale?
Well, we were at a party. You see?
Well, no, actually, all of these songs do have. Yes, they're all caution.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you guys. Matt, you probably on this too, but my friend, obviously we all know the band Kiss.
Yep.
What was
my favorite band?
Oh, cool. Well, then you would know this. So I'm going to ask you, what was Paul and Gene's first band before they started Kiss?
Oh, geez, I wouldn't know that.
Pete's not going to know that. He's not you like Kiss, right? But you're not enough of a fan that you would know that.
I wouldn't know that.
Just wait for this Paul guy to call. He'll know.
He'll know.
He might.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Paul would know or
Paul
not.
Paul loves Kiss.
He likes Kiss.
No, I think he loves them.
You think he loves them and just pretends like
Kiss.
You think he pretends not to love them just to bust my balls?
I don't know. I always thought he loved them so much. So when we used to play Kiss here on the radio, I would always have him. We have him pre-recorded introducing Kiss, and he sounds like he loves it.
I think Paul likes Kiss. I don't think he loves Kiss.
Here's Kiss.
Is that's a great impression of him? You do the best Paul Cormier impression ever.
I don't.
Well, Matt, give it away. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, Wicked Lester.
Yes. Okay, so I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that because I had been waiting for years to find this, and I finally got a bootleg copy of the Wicked Lester.
Oh yeah,
and I
know someone who has it. Yeah,
I brought it in to the pit where we all used to be on Pleasant Street, and I'm like, Stace, listen to this. Tell me who this is. And he's there. We're listening to the first cut, which sounds like a Tom Jones disc.
Like Tom Jones to me.
And I'm like, no, it's not Tom Jones. But he goes, I go, yes, it sounds like 1971 New York City AM radio music.
Yeah.
And he goes, wait a second, that's Paul Stanley.
Oh, you got it. Wow.
He did.
It took a while.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, because some of those songs are really like you would never know. Like, what's that song? We Want to Shout It Out Loud, and it sounds like a folk song or something. Like we want to shout it out loud.
That's the one Stephen Stills actually came into the studio during that part and helped him write that. It was a Stephen Stills thing.
Is that true?
Yep.
I never knew that.
Stephen Stills was somehow involved with that. If you dig in deeper, one particular song.
I didn't know that. Oh wow, that's interesting.
So let me ask you: do you know about Danish wine?
No.
Okay, because that's a Wicked Lester reference. We for some reason we were trying to find some Danish wine for the ladies.
Danish wine.
Danish wine. Paul Stanley sang it in one of the Wicked Lester tunes. So we were thinking,
I'll be damned.
Maybe the Danish have something that we don't know about.
So
anyway, in the song I Said Hey, during that one part, we actually have the rhythm to 13th of May, Friday. Simple Type. We took part of that song to the song Simple Type by the Wicked Lester, and we turned it into I Said Hey.
Oh.
We changed the key, and we also changed the chord arrangement. We played it backwards, but in the same rhythm.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to do a direct copy of that song. We just wanted to. We stole borrow, whatever you want. Like Gene Simmons said, you want to steal from the best. The song "I Love It Loud" is the same chord progression as the Who, "My Generation." So that's where he said he got that from. So I'm like, okay, well, I borrowed a Wicked Lester. Well, we did in this.
Yeah.
So, but there you go.
I'm impressed.
But as far as the lyrics, the woman who visited Bad Girl Camp. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna mention just the first verse because I don't want to get into too lengthy conversation. So the first verse, down at the market basket, she was on a tear, and she went and got a case of Budweiser, and she was obviously polluted and all hammered. So she got up to the counter, and the cashier was like, "No, I'm sorry, we can't sell that to you." Well, she had a fantastic fit and took the case of beer and threw it at the cash register. the cashier ran out of the place screaming her head off. And then, the cops picked her up down the
After
street.
a lengthy foot chase.
Yeah, you know
all
what I
right.
mean? But,
all right.
And then she probably is up there maxing out her time.
So that's another teachable moment.
Yeah, but
you can learn a lot of life lessons from Pleasant Street Mafia.
if you ask us about like one particular verse and one song, there is a story behind it.
Oh.
And that's the whole point. That's the beauty of it.
That's great.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, these sweet memories.
I know.
Yes. All right, well, let's take a listen. All right, so here it is. This is I Said Hey from
I Said Hey.
Pleasant Street Mafia. Oh, if it'll play.
Modern technology.
What's going on here? Oh, it would help if oh boy, that's the first time I've done that today. Sorry. Here we go.
There was a frizzied hair psycho that tried to buy beer. Yeah, she was drunk, said the black-eyed cashier. The judge gave her 6 months, she disappeared. I said, hey, you don't even think about it.
Like she ain't maxing out till November. You girls gonna get some fresh meat.
I met her in rehab. Again? Don't I know you? You know the black market's firm's getting out of control. Took in a trench coat, sales and pop a load. Spends all the money on women and gold. I said, hey!
Oh, let me top that off for you.
There's plenty more where that came from, baby.
We've got grade A fat chick.
Hey,
Yeah.
I said, hey.
That was great, guys.
Pleasant Street Mafia. What was the name of the Wicked Lester song again?
Simple Type.
So I might, if I can, I might play that to end the show today, if I can find it online. I've been thoroughly outkissed because I couldn't remember any of that. It'd been years since I've heard the Wicked Lester stuff.
Oh no! I mean, it was entertaining. It was the disc. I kid you not. It was the disc of the now when we were recording Black Market Sperm.
Yeah.
Because there's tambourine in it.
Yeah.
There's woodblock.
Yeah, it's very different.
Some
Yeah.
stuff that we never would have even thought of
ton of
using.
wah pedal.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah. Lick It Up, it is not. That's for sure.
No.
I just remembered, Pete, I don't think Ben Dion is live this week, is he?
Oh, you might be right.
I think he's, that's the show that's on after me, but I think he's, I don't think he's coming in, which means I don't have to end early.
I think he might be coming in. I think this is it, and then he's on his little vacation.
Oh, and then it's next week that he's off.
I think he is here because I think there was a Facebook post out saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's afraid to follow the PSM.
That might be the case. Because what happens is, because Ben, he hosts a show called The Weekly Dion. Ben is a school teacher. And so sometimes, because I know some of his students probably listen. They probably tune in early and hear the last part of this show. So, and Ben will pop in early and kind of sit in at the end of the show. So it's fun to make him uncomfortable knowing that some of his students are probably listening. Is that wrong of me?
No, that's okay. It's the radio.
I mean, it's just kind of a thing I do.
I mean, I'll tell you what. If it wasn't for the radio, I wouldn't. I don't know, because, here in Manchester when I was a kid, we had, you could get Rock 101. That's what you got. We're at the bottom of the valley. So if you didn't have an antenna or didn't have anything, you couldn't get those Boston stations. And finally, I got this wire antenna, and it opened my world to new music. And I got all the Boston stations, BCN, AAF.
I had the same experience.
And it just changed my world because it was a whole different ballgame when it comes to music. You know what I mean? It was like, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. Has anyone have any thoughts on the our president is quite the colorful character. Is saluting a North Korean officer, and apparently that's a no-no.
Go Trump.
Right.
You like that?
We are proud supporters of President Trump.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Yep. We didn't know if you guys started talking politics, but they hate another bunch of Trump haters.
Well, here's the thing. So
I think both of us are pretty similar because we both have radio shows, and I definitely don't do a political vibe on my show.
Yeah.
But I do make fun of that president because I mean, some of the things are just moronic. I'm not saying in politics in general, and I have a lot of friends that support Donald Trump, and there's nothing that they're going to tell me that is going to make me change my mind.
Well, look what he's done for the porn community.
Right, there you go.
Well, yes. Well, the thing is, so I'm an independent. I don't consider myself pro-Trump or anti-Trump. I'm just, when he does things I like, I support him, and when he does things I don't, I pick on him. I mean, I do find him to be kind of a buffoon. In a lot of ways, but I do support him on North Korea and the summit.
I understand that. But let me ask you this. My big question is, okay, yesterday he claimed, all right, the North Korea is not a threat anymore.
Right.
And I mean, come on. I mean, there isn't a nation on this earth that are going to de-nuke until everyone else de-nukes.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm still
skeptical.
not going there.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Really, I mean,
nice vacation.
But the fact is that we're actually talking about something going on in North Korea that hasn't, since the 50s.
Right.
I mean, so.
No, I agree.
I mean, he's made this far. Hey,
all right,
all the power to the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, but as far as when it goes back to, I'm just gonna slightly jump into politics, and I'm gonna jump back out. But no, what I'm getting at, was Obama not my cup of tea. I could care less, but I didn't spend all my time hating,
bashing
and
him.
Every single second I get. I just, that hate will consume you into something.
Yeah, there's no need to be like that.
And just because
erase the hate. That's what I say.
When he won the second time, I didn't go burn stuff. I didn't go destroy and
we didn't riot.
I really, it showed a lot.
That would have
to
made
me.
for a good song, though. If you
Yeah,
had.
I mean, it just showed me a lot what the Democrat Party is or was or is or whatever it is now. I just don't follow that much, but I mean, it exposed a lot to me. I'm like, or just the people in general. Again, it's too much hate to
I
be
agree.
consumed to be consumed with. But my other point is there a perfect politician, perfect president? No, there is not. You're gonna get everyone. But I'm like you, Matt. I'm a registered independent.
Yeah.
And I, who in my book, who upholds the Constitution, that's where I go.
Mhm.
I have an ex-girlfriend that's Canadian, and she was all on the liberal side, and she was all about equal rights, but she always kept saying women's rights, and I'm going, well, if it's equal rights, what's women's rights have to do with equal?
Can we have man's rights?
Yeah, like we have in one, actually on the new album Pittsfield, we actually mentioned, what's it coming to? The bestiality people going to be parading their animals around in the streets? They need rights.
Right.
Well, that would be that, though. Now, to be fair,
Right.
that would make for a great song.
Well, it's mentioned in the disc, so we already touched upon it.
And but you need a full song about it. You need to work in y'all. I suggest you call it bestiality, y'all.
Dog will hunt.
That works too. Yes, in parentheses. Bestiality, y'all, and then dog will hunt in parentheses. But I don't think it should be a song. I think it should be an album.
An album concept.
Because imagine what you could do with that album cover. My personal favorite album cover of all time is NoFX, Heavy Petting Zoo. You could take that to a whole new level.
You got one up on me. I'd never.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah. When you get a chance, look it up online. It's
I
great.
remember the band. I do remember that.
Who are they?
NoFX.
Yeah.
You know it, Pete, right? NoFX, Heavy Petting Zoo.
No, I don't know that one.
Really? Maybe it's. I used to.
It was early 2000s, right?
Yeah, I worked at Strawberries, so maybe that's why I commit these album covers to memory. But it's a great album cover, and it goes very well with the title.
Concord Strawberries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Up on the heights. Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't that great though, guys? When you remember being kids and going to the record store and sitting there for hours and thumbing through records. I mean, that's just so lost now.
Yes. Well,
things of the past.
Yeah.
They definitely.
Well, kids still buy CDs though.
Well, I know, but I mean, like I would go to the mall as a kid, even before I had my license and everything. 14 years old, I'd spend hours in a record store. Just spend hours.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask both of you guys' opinion on what do you think of the vinyl resurgence?
I love it.
I think it's great. Yeah.
I never stopped.
Nothing sounds better than vinyl. Yeah.
You've always been able to buy vinyl somewhere. There's always a secondhand store, but now, I mean, you can go to Best Buy. You can get all your biggest albums on vinyl. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like some of the all the big ones.
Well, and everything that comes out now that's on a major label is also released on vinyl because people buy. I mean, a lot of people buy it and never open it.
And
they just keep it to collect it.
And if you get really, if you're really into it, you're looking at, what kind of gram vinyl is it? Is this on a, so
yeah,
there's a whole big thing now.
Oh yeah,
record collecting and vinyl. I think it's great. I think the music. If you have a nice setup, I think if you have a CD and an LP of the same, vinyl of the same thing, it's going to sound better on vinyl.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just going to sound fuller. I don't know. It just is. I find it a lot better.
Yes. What do you guys think?
So should we get like the black market sperm on vinyl?
Definitely picture disc.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Boy, I thought I was the idea guy. You guys got me beat. That's the best idea ever. Of course you should do that.
All right, actually, I have to admit, in the last song, there's a part where I say "taste like sheetrock." And I'll have Stacy fill in the blanks from there.
Well, actually, back in the day, there was a lot of drugs flowing.
Yes.
And there was a lot of people getting burnt as well by these addicts. There's a guy down there that's selling cocaine, but he's taking a screwdriver and carving out of the wall and filling the bag with sheetrock.
Oh, my
and
God.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Apparently, there was no law against that.
And now there is. The old bait and switch.
Wait, this was somebody. This was somebody you knew in Concord?
Oh, yes.
Not me.
That was the
Oh, my
pretty much
God.
one of the regular neighborhood, the local crackhead.
Yeah.
The hardcore bass head. You see it all.
So did anyone die from snorting sheetrock?
Didn't follow up.
Wow.
Wow.
That's wild. That's really terrible.
And I guess this guy, when he saw Turk, our poster boy, he used to be on the other side of the street. Turk had the muscle to back it up, and so when he saw the local crack dealer, he would walk on the other side of the street because
Oh, really?
of Turk. And that mustache, yep, you would avoid it too.
Is that who he's yelling at in this picture?
Oh, you noticed that? Could have been.
Let me put,
You noticed that?
So hold it up so the camera can see. Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, yelling at the sheetrock dealer.
Oh my Christ!
Wow. Oh, hello to Heidi Hamer, who joins us in the Facebook live chat.
Heidi.
Not only, by the way, I was fascinated to realize about maybe a year and a half ago, not only did vinyl never go away, but cassette tapes now. I was on Bandcamp.com. If you haven't seen this, I can tell by the look on your face.
I never heard of cassettes coming back.
If you go on Bandcamp.com, a lot of these bands now are releasing cassettes, which is hilarious to me. I used to be in a band called The Jinxed, and we had a running joke. You know The Jinxed? You remember The Jinxed?
Yeah,
That's awesome. Thank you. We had a running joke in the band that someday we were going to release a single. And it was just a joke.
The term.
And now there's singles on Bandcamp and full-length albums being released on cassette on Bandcamp.
I could never bring myself to call it the single.
It does sound funny.
I always said cassette single.
Yes.
Which is, that's
well,
what
you're
casingle
obviously
is.
more refined.
Well, I'm not really refined. I just didn't want to say that word.
Those of us who were raised in a barn, we'd say single.
Are you from Pittsfield?
Yes. But in Manchester, you would say cassette single.
Well, that's what I said. I don't know if other people said it.
Right,
Like
right.
that.
I want Paul Cormier to call back in and tell us how he said it. With a name like Cormier.
I remember one of the first cassette singles that came out when I was working at Record Town in might have been 87.
Yeah.
Right around the time they started coming out. It was Bryan Adams, In the Heat of the Night.
It's a great song, actually, I think. Wow, yes, singles.
But I remember the Jinx. I actually saw you at McGillicuddy's on 106.
Wow, dude, you really did.
Yes.
So you weren't just saying that to be nice.
No, I
because we
wasn't.
used to play McGillicuddy's all the time.
Joe's
damned.
band and our band played there as well. And we were up there, and I remember seeing you guys
I'll
there.
be damned.
See,
Wow.
why didn't you guys talk to each other then?
Yeah, I know, right?
You probably did.
Well, maybe.
Well, I went to high school with Joe, but I don't think he remembers me.
We went to high school in PA?
No.
I went to Pembroke Academy.
Didn't you go to Concord High at one point?
I went to Vogue. We'll be from Pembroke.
At Concord High. That's why I would see you. You know why I remember you, right?
No.
Because of the gray.
All right.
Because you had the gray hair.
All right.
Yeah.
You've had gray hair since high school?
Since 6th grade, it started coming in.
Oh, okay.
I'm thankful what I have still on my head now, but yeah, since 6th grade, it started coming in. By the time I was in high school, it's Old Man, Jack Frost, Snow White.
It's true, yeah.
But I could buy beer at
That's
a
what I was
Cumberland
gonna say.
Farms.
Yep.
That's what I was going to
walk
say.
in, just had my head down, and back then they didn't really care much anyway, so
Right.
they just kind of slid me over. Yeah, we'll give this guy a 12-pack. All right, I'm going to say this a 12-pack
Can
of
you-
Miller Lite.
Yeah.
I think the statute of limitations is up on that. Plus, you were just a kid. But yeah, but that explains why. So that explains why I remember you, but I don't remember actually knowing you.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing you because you were just there for in and out for Vogue.
If you were hanging around Concord anyway, as we were similar in age probably.
Yep.
We probably hit the Fun Spot area together.
Yep.
Not even known it in serious because if I could get back all those quarters I spent.
right. Yeah. But yeah, but you've always stuck out in my mind because of the gray. And so 6 years old is when it started coming in?
No, 6th grade.
Oh, 6th grade. Wow.
That would be a little extreme.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I must be an albino, but no,
Right.
6th grade is when it popped
Yeah.
in.
Wow.
All right.
Is there do you know why? What causes that to happen?
My
or-
oldest sister and my brother, which we're a year apart, but it was on the German side of the family, is when it started They all got it at a really early age.
No
too.
kidding. So that's genetic.
Yeah, there's 6 kids in our family, and Dad was a very fertile man.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Right.
So it's the German side. And
I'll be damned. Wow, that's
what
wild.
What else are you going to do in Concord?
Well, that's true. Yeah, I guess, right?
Actually, it was Epsom. So, yeah,
wow.
Epsom, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yes. When the lights go down.
So when you started getting it, it wasn't like, oh, this is weird. Like you knew it was coming because you had family members who.
When you're a kid, this is happening to me.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, speaking of the drug, there he is.
No. That's
all right.
Can't say that.
Those are the Dions from the weekly Dion. Yes, Ben is a school teacher, but it is fun to make them uncomfortable.
We're gonna follow them out of there.
So you were right, Pete. I'm glad you were here because I had it in my mind that they weren't coming in.
Week,
It must be next week. Yeah.
Young Ben is getting married.
Yes, 30 years old, and he's. See, I've never been married, so to me, any age to get married seems too young.
I was married in my late 20s.
You were, yes. I remember you saying that.
And I just got to about 30 years old, and it all fell apart.
So you only made it a couple of years?
Few years, yeah.
Few years, yeah.
That's typical for a first.
Yeah.
Is it?
Came out of it with a baby.
Yeah, there you
Beautiful
go.
daughter.
Yeah, Abby's lovely, so obviously it's a good thing.
Oh, it's good
that you got married.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. See, my parents. I think my mom was 18 when they married, and my dad was like 24. And they both always told me that they got married too young, is what it is. They've both told me that they just got married too young. Of course, now people are waiting.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
People are waiting till. Oh, are you going to get married again?
I don't know.
Is it possible that she's listening?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
You haven't discussed it?
No, not
Okay.
really.
All right.
Not something no.
No? Okay. Not something you've thought about doing?
No,
again?
she's been married before too. So.
Okay. So you both kind of got it out of your system.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's better, right?
Will you get married?
No.
Ever?
No reason to. I don't want kids.
Right.
So my attitude has always been, I think if you're going to have children, it's a good idea to get married. But if you're not going to have children, why bother?
Right.
That's my. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
First marriage, it was only like $33,000 later.
Stacy married that girl from that party after the wedding.
Oh no! Oh geez, what's that song called? Oh no!
The wedding.
Did we mention that in the song?
Yeah.
There's a lot of romantic feelings in the air at weddings and
Sure there is.
receptions.
Yes.
Matt, could you go just read me down the song list on Matter of Sexual Survival? I think it's on one of those. If you would.
There's Lamont and the Keg Stealers.
Nope, that ain't it.
You know Yahoo?
Yahog.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah. What does Yahog stand for, Stace?
Does it stand for something?
Yeah.
Is that Swahili?
It was that dude that.
Oh yeah, he would always.
This is not the way to get chicks, guys. By the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
At the bar, if a fairly attractive woman walks by you, he'd reply with, "You hog."
Oh, okay. All right. If I were single, I would try it.
If it works.
Yeah.
If it works.
Let's see.
Well, it describes a certain caliber of woman.
Right.
Sure. I think I understand. Okay. Probation is on here. Being in the PSM remix.
Oh, actually, yeah. That is our only cover that we did. That was Shania Twain. I feel like a woman. That's our version of that song.
Being in the PSM.
Being in the yes. We had to disguise it somewhere, but that was our only cover.
Oh. Okay.
and Stacy pointed out it's more or less feel like a man.
Yeah.
Versus a woman.
Let's go, boys.
Right.
And do.
Let's see. We've got the town whore.
That was going
I
to
bet there's a story there.
Yeah, well, that was going to be yes, the town hall was going to be a chain store that we would come
restaurant
up with.
chain.
A restaurant.
A lot like Hooters.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it'd be the town
whore. And all the waitresses would be like heavy pancake makeup.
And tight jeans.
Yeah.
Right back to 1989.
Wow.
Well, no, but then you would have the bar section, and that area would be called. What was the bar section in the restaurant called?
Was that the stall?
The stall.
Okay.
Where are you going? You going to the town hall? No, I'm going to the stall.
Oh, okay.
And there would be barn hay in the bathrooms.
Wood shavings.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. This is a great idea. I don't know why you guys didn't follow through.
No smoking in there.
Right, right, yes.
Well,
right.
every hour they would come in with fresh hay for the ladies.
Oh.
You know, so.
That is awesome.
Fresh hay for the ladies.
That's
wow.
great.
Oh, boy.
Fresh hay for the ladies. There's a song right there.
Oh, my goodness. Let's
Copyright.
see.
No.
You've got the Dukes of Pleasant Street remix.
Oh, yes. Now, that right there is where our theater comes in. We should actually... there's no swears on that if you wanted to play it. I'm just saying.
Oh.
But it's actually a skit that we came up with.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. First at the Trough remix.
Which we played.
Heather and Leather. I feel like we played that one the
Yes,
last
we did.
time
We did.
I interviewed you guys. Yeah. Because I remember that title. The Four Finger Dance. I bet there's a story there.
No, we actually have. We even have a choreographed dance for that song.
It was.
Oh, you do?
It was bigger than
Wow.
the Macarena at the time.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty big. You've got R&B $375 question mark?
Yeah, there was a Concord band that I had recorded that basically stiffed me a bunch of money, and
right. I remember you telling that story before. Yeah.
Yes, and so that's why they should at least get some recognition.
Yes.
For what they didn't pay, but it's still a good album. I mean,
All
good
right.
song.
R&B.
Yep.
I'm not going to say it because I know them, but but I just figured out. I'll be damned.
Yep.
Wow,
love the guys to death.
Yes,
but no,
yes.
Still, but then they
I'll
say
be
it's all
damned.
business.
Right. Wow. Huh. And there's a bonus track called Tender. Is that about R&B, or is that have a
no? That's a
story, or
that's a factual song according to Stace.
all right?
It's another life lesson that as a young man.
Another cautionary tale.
When Mama comes with a tear in her eye and she tells you, you better listen.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that sounds
basically-
nice. Actually,
Yeah.
it sounds like a nice song. It sounds like a very nice song.
Well, yes.
Well, like something for Mother's Day, maybe.
Depending on the mother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or depending on the where in the country it is, maybe, or
no.
Okay. All right. Well, very nice. Very good. Wow.
Okay.
Pete left us.
Well, it was we were getting into the bestiality thing, and so
Yeah.
I think you got offended, poor
Well-
guy.
well, he is- Now
He's
I do
got a moose on his desk.
Well, I do know from a previous.
Just kidding.
I know from a previous conversation with Pete, and I hope he doesn't mind me revealing this on the air because it was an off-air discussion that we had. But I think he is actually anti-bestiality.
Well, I would hope so.
So, and I don't want. I mean, I'm not trying to tell tales out of school or anything. I'm just saying I think that is his position officially. Some people are a little closed-minded. They don't. I mean, he grew up very refined, as we know. He says cassette single instead of single.
Yep.
So
for all we know, he just hasn't come out yet.
That could be too. That could be too. Yes.
And we'd be proud for all his courage.
Right. Well, in theory, I mean, according to Rick Santorum, I mean, if he were closeted gay, he should be pro bestiality, right? Because Santorum said, you let people be gay, then they're getting down with a dog or something. I mean, he did say that.
Did he?
I didn't hear that.
Senator Rick Santorum did say that.
Oh,
Yes.
you really, as a senator, you do have to take some position on things.
Yes, and he certainly.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot all about that. We on the newest disc we have a song called "The Concord Abortion Clinic," and we had CNN actually came into play on that.
Really?
Yep. And it's all there. But there was a time when if there's a riot, you have to take. You can't call. You can't call in the Army Reserves. You got to call in. the mayor of Concord, and you have to call in the Pleasant Street Mafia.
Ah, yes.
So we answered everyone's heat to that. So there you go.
Wow.
Oh, you're back. Good. All right, good.
What if there's a Zoot Suit riot and you have to throw back a bottle of beer?
Yeah.
Well, then we'd probably throw back 12 bottles of beer.
Right. Or there's that 100 beer guy or whatever
100 beer
who's he's busy soaking. Yeah.
30 beer work
So how do you
night.
do that? You buy 3 30-packs and a 12 and have 2 left over?
Yep, for the next
For
day.
Monday.
Pete, we were speculating when you left. Where are you on bestiality? Pro or con?
Oh, jeez. I'm probably con. I would say con. It's a little weird to me.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, but back in the day, I remember, someone throwing on that videotape, the Down on the Farm videotape, because it was funny. Everyone's seen it. And
I don't even know about this. Is this a
you
real
don't want-
thing?
You don't want to see it.
No, I don't.
You don't want to see it.
You're
It's-
right about that. I
it's
don't want to see
disgusting.
it. I really don't even want to know it exists.
The girls in this movie, Matt, should be in a
Bad girl
Pleasant
camp.
Street Mafia song.
Bad girl
Really?
camp.
Like they are not good girls.
They're that bad, huh?
Now,
Wow.
we need to go to Tijuana to really judge this issue.
Yes. That's right. Yes.
Wow. Why Tijuana? Is bestiality legal there?
I believe it's home of the donkey show. I mean,
I got
Wow.
I in the 90s when America Online was just getting out there.
Yes.
Right? And we started having these chat rooms. I used to follow the Beastie Boys. And, all the way back to, in their punk days and, when they played music and all that good stuff. And, we were talking about there was rumors about them having a DVD or greatest hits or a book or something called Bestiality. And I wrote this on AOL or whatever it was. And I got kicked off for 2 weeks just for writing Bestiality.
Wow.
And I was on my stepfather's account, and he goes, "What the hell are you doing?"
No kidding. Oh, that's funny.
a true story.
Okay.
Oh, that's
you
funny.
sicko.
I'm like, I don't know. It's the Beastie Boys, the Bestiality. I thought it was a Beastie Boy thing.
Did he believe you? Did he accept your explanation?
Yeah, because he knew it. He knew I was a dope.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, very good. Very good. Wow.
Stupid kid.
All right. Okay.
We're almost out of time, so if you had something else you wanted to mention.
I believe we've covered all bases. We've tackled topics that
How long you got to go?
We got about 4 minutes max, and then I'm gonna close out with that Wicked Lester song,
Right.
and then
We can handle 4 minutes.
because these guys got to come in for their live show.
Okay.
Coming up next, the weekly Die On, right here on 95.3 WMNH.
I was hoping Ben would come. I wanted to ask him about the bestiality, but he's staying out in the hall.
Right. Well, his dad's
That's
out
why
there.
he's in the hall.
There's a lovely young lady out
His
there.
dad's very open. Daryl is he'll discuss almost anything.
Daryl's
I've
a great guy,
found.
right?
He is a great guy.
Yeah.
I call them. It's a father and son team for the show. Ben is the host, and his dad is like the co-host, and I call them the Dions because
That's what they are.
That's their name. Yes, that's true. But I also think they should be a musical duo. I think they should perform as the Dions.
Right.
It just seems too perfect, right?
Ben and the Dions.
Oh yes.
Or Daryl.
Well, it could be a family thing. They could do like
Daryl
a
and the
Partridge family thing and be Daryl and the Dions,
Ooh.
or Ben and the Dions. Daryl and the Dions does sound better.
I think, it rolls off the tongue better.
Although, I mean, the Partridge family, I almost feel bad even bringing that up. I'm very upset. Did you guys hear this? That it turns out
he was an alcoholic.
Yeah, he was faking the dementia.
Yes.
David Cassidy did not have dementia.
Oh.
It was all a ruse.
Really?
To throw us off the scent of his alcoholism. I was devastated.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't blame the guy. I mean,
Right. He was always a second rate. I mean, you know what? He was popular for his 15 minutes of fame in the late 60s, early 70s. He had that Rolling Stone cover, and it was all over for him. He was nothing. He never, if he was any good, he would have lasted into, wherever we are today, 2018.
You got a point, man.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
You do have a point. I almost wish he did have dementia. That
don't
guy.
know. I mean,
but Susan Day looks a lot better than he did.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yes. Well, she's probably had some work done, though. Let's be honest.
And she's up there now, too. She's probably in her 56, 57. I don't know.
Gross.
No, she's about 10 years older than me. See, I always consider myself a kid. So, no, she's probably in her 60s.
I understand the point of how you would look at that. Yeah.
Yes.
I get to always going to be a kid no matter how old she gets.
Yes.
From that point of view. Yep.
will remember her the way that we, or at least I'm going to remember her like she was on L.A. Law.
Right, exactly.
At the very least,
with Corbin Burnson.
Right.
That's how I want to remember Corbin too.
Yes, I don't want to remember either of them more recent.
Right.
Corbin, a great, just a stud of a man on L.A. Law. He really kind of became the star of the show at a certain point.
Don't forget about Harry Hamlin.
Harry Hamlin, yes. Another spectacular man. I'm secure enough in my masculinity to say these things, yes. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't think of them in the same way as Susan Day, obviously. Right. Not that if I did that there'd be anything wrong with that, certainly.
You're right.
Right. So I just want to make sure.
Susan Day. It's Susan Day Day.
It should be Susan. It probably is Susan Day Day somewhere. Like in her hometown, they probably have a Susan Day Day.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
So redundant.
I know, but that's part of what's fun about it.
Happy birthday, Susan Day. Have a great day.
Is it really her birthday?
No.
That'd be awesome if it was.
I don't know.
I wish it were.
Day.
What if it turns out that it was? That'll mean you're like psychic or something because you sensed it.
You're the one that's psychic.
I am?
Well, you're not psychic, but you hang out with Norm. You used to.
Oh, not anymore.
You used to.
Not anymore. I was Norm's co-host on
right, because you're more of you do the hypnotism.
Right, I am a hypnotherapist.
Is Norm a real psychic, would you say?
Yes, of course.
Right.
All these people he predicts who are going to get parking tickets or speeding tickets or whatever it is, I'm sure they inevitably get them.
And do they usually park right out here out front?
I think so.
Right.
Yes. My phone's ringing. Why do people call the show? I mean, my phone while I'm live on the air.
Tell Peter to get home.
Who are those two guys on there?
Right.
I can't believe what they're talking about.
Well, we are out of time. We do have to wrap up so the Dions can get in here. So, Peter, thank you so much.
No
of course.
problem, Matt. Thank you.
Peter White from the Morning Show with Peter White and the Moose.
I'll talk to everyone tomorrow morning.
Yes, 7 to 9
Peter,
a.m.
thank you, brother.
And,
Thank
of course,
you,
Joe and Stacy from Pleasant Street Mafia. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
This has been a lot of fun.
It has been.
And we're actually going to close with, I don't know how the quality is on this, the sound quality, but we'll give it a whirl because just for the hell of it, because we talked about it earlier, Wicked Lester, the song Simple Type. I did find it on YouTube, so I'm going to try to play it, and we'll see how this goes. And this has been Matt Connarton Unleashed in the Afternoon. Of course, if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org. Thanks again, guys. This has been great. And here it is. This is Wicked Lester with Simple Type. Let's see. Oh, sounds pretty good.
Hey, Matt, here.
While walking down the street one day, celebrating
I think everybody's getting the hang of it. Everybody feel like partying?